Hey friends, it's Jacqueline here. Please do not mind my very pale complexion today, but today is a day for filming. So before I start filming for this specific review, I applied the new KOSAS foundation because I'm doing a wear test on this specific foundation, and I got it online. Obviously, I didn't got the right shade, but anyhow, you will see the KOSAS foundation review on another video. I don't know which one will go before or after, but if you're interested, please, stay tuned for that. Anyhow, today we're reviewing the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. As you may all know, the LYS foundation has been one of my favorite foundations from 2021. Beautiful, radiant, natural finish that is long-lasting. It looks gorgeous. And when I knew about the concealer, I was like, oh yeah, I really want to give it a try. So it comes in 25 different shades, and surprisingly, it only costs $18. I said it only because honestly, it's kind of like drugstore pricing, and being sold at Sephora, I was really surprised again about the pricing. So I will be leaving all the details, where to find it, the rest of my makeup and whatnot. Everything will be in the description box below for your convenience. It comes with 5.3 ml. It has a shelf life of 12 months. It's made in the US, and it does have hyaluronic acid, turmeric, ashwagandha, squalane, watermelon extract. So all of these ingredients are key ingredients to target dry skin, to provide antioxidant protection with the turmeric. Also, the ashwagandha is a powerful herb to help combat skin stress and visible signs of aging. Squalane, it deeply nourishes the skin, so that's a great way to moisturize your skin. And watermelon extract is rich in vitamin A, C, and B to help revitalize dull and dehydrated skin. So as you may imagine, I mean, you can see right here, I need full coverage for my under eye circles because I have very dark under eye circles, very bluish in tone. I usually use a color corrector, and also I'm on my 4th floor, so I do have fine lines, signs of aging. So definitely all of the claims were calling my name. I got it in the shade MG5, which is the same shade that I use on the foundation. I don't know if I did the right thing or not, but again, I was choosing it online, so I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna go with this one and take it from there. So here is the packaging. I really love how they kept that triangle, love yourself. Everything looks very nice. And this concealer is also vegan and gluten-free. Let's take a look at the doe foot applicator. Oops. Okay, there's a little bit of a tag right there. And I really like how the doe foot applicator is kind of slanted, which I like because I think it will get really, on the inner portion of this area right here. And by the way, if you're new here to my channel, welcome. I do film in natural light, so hopefully this will give you the best representation how the product looks like. So let's just go ahead and apply it. Okay, I think the tone is really good for my skin tone. It does have a little bit of like a peachiness into it, which hopefully will help cancel the dark under eye circles. And it does feel not super creamy and not super liquidy. It feels very, very lightweight. And I'm going to use a beauty sponge to spread the concealer. Okay, it did spread really nicely and well. Let me just apply a little bit more. It's very thin, so you can barely feel it on your skin. A little dot right there. Okay, it's kind of like hard to get it in. There's a little bit of like a tug right there. And I think with this concealer, LYS also launched a beauty sponge, but honestly, when I was placing my order, I completely forgot about it. But wow, these have really good coverage, really nice coverage. Now I'm going to be using a brush. This is from Pat McGrath, and I'm just going to spread the concealer with this little brush Usually with a brush, I get to keep more coverage from any concealer. Wow, that covered so nicely, and it's just so thin you can barely feel it on the skin. Oh wow. And another thing is, I don't like to use setting powders that much. I honestly, most of the time, like real life, I don't set my concealer. I really like to just leave it as such, because sometimes certain setting powders, not all of them, I have some that they are favorites, but some of them, they tend to, you know, age even more the under eye area. So, you know, because we're just trying it, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it unset, and I'm just building up a little bit more the coverage right here. And it just spreads so easy too. I'm honestly impressed. It looks so good. And it doesn't look too dewy. It's not super creamy. It looks very natural. Very, very natural. Okay, friends, I'm gonna go ahead and speed up the process. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, and I will give you a couple check-ins throughout the day to let you know how the concealer is wearing, if it fades away, if it gathers, and whatnot. I just finished with my makeup, and I want to bring you very close so you can really see how this concealer is looking like under my eyes. As you can tell, it does have a really nice coverage. It's very thin, and it's just barely creasing. Just a little bit of creasing on those fine lines. I don't think it's like quite a bit, but I will think it's so thin that honestly I don't feel like I need to powder it at all and whatsoever. You know, it's just gonna be a matter to see how it wears throughout the day. I will just get going with my day, and then I will give you a couple check-ins and see how it does, how long wearing it is, and we will see if it creases anymore or not. Hey friends, here to do a quick check-in. It's later on the day, it's a little bit cloudy, but let me tell you about this concealer right here. As you can tell, it does have plenty of coverage. I still see peeking through a little bit my dark under eye circles, but overall it's doing really good. And it does crease just a little bit, as you can tell right there. It's not drying, definitely not, but it does crease a little. Now, because it's not super creamy, it's not gonna crease a ton, and it's not gonna be so obvious, but definitely if you want to powder it, you may want to powder it, but otherwise it's doing fairly good. Alrighty, my friends, here's my final check-ins. It's already past 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so it has passed a solid 8 hours right here that I'm using this concealer, and I have to tell you that overall it has worn pretty well, but as you can tell, pretty much, I mean, it's still there, but not a whole lot, right? You still can see my dark under eye circles, and then you can see my fine lines. So this concealer throughout the day, what I have noticed is if you don't powder it, it's going to crease, but it's not going to crease in a cakey way. It's gonna crease just a little bit. I mean, you can still see it right here. There's just a little bit of accumulation of the concealer, but the concealer is so thin that, like I said, it's not gonna be like, okay, this is aging me a lot. I think it's a very fine concealer that it actually is gonna work really good for those with more mature skin, or if you have a lot of fine lines. It's gonna still work for you if you don't want such a heavy concealer under the eye area. It does have an excellent coverage. I'm really impressed about the coverage, and I really love its consistency. Its consistency is very thin, light. You don't feel it under the eyes. Therefore, that's why, you know, it looks fairly natural. I'm pretty happily impressed about this concealer, how it looks, how it wears. It's not fading in an odd way, but in a very subtle way, and very beautiful concealer. I would love to see from LYS perhaps a color corrector in that same consistency and formulation of the concealer, and see if I can get a little bit more of canceling, you know, the dark under eye circles. Not necessarily coverage, because the coverage is there, but just a little bit of cancellation of those, you know, like that discoloration. But overall, I think this concealer is wonderful. I'm very happy to have it on my collection, and I'm very excited to keep using it. Again, I definitely recommend this concealer, not only for the under eye area, but also for spot concealer. I think it's just beautiful. Okay, my friends, and now I would love to know from you, are you planning to pick up this LYS concealer, or have you already tried it? What do you think about it? Let's continue the conversation on the comment section down below. And while you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I hope that you can give me that opportunity and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring the post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share with family and friends, and until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.